Hello and welcome. Just wanted to give you an update on my facial feminization surgery. I posted a video about a month ago about if I should have FFS, as they call it as the kids call it. Anyway, and I've been really encouraged by some of my friends, and also just a desire to, a desire for self-care. So some of you may have seen my previous FFS video, and there's a lot about me that has some trepidation, and I went back and rewatched that FFS video. I realized one thing I didn't talk about was, which I've been working on discussing with my psychiatrist, was throwing yourself on the sword of transphobia, which is something I do not want to do. I've had a lot of problems with that already. Earlier on in my transition, it was impossible for me to get work because I was obviously trans. Going from being the most valued technical staff to persona non grata. And you know, that's just how it is for people. If you look at Socrates, he was brilliant, but people did not like him. So that's one of the challenges of being human. Absolutely. And so just as a way to take care of myself and for me to be happy in myself and to not feel like I've been stabbed in the heart every time someone who's just met me calls me he, I've been working on getting facial feminization surgery and also vocal feminization surgery, or vocal cord shortening, and was finally able to find a transgender care clinic in Virginia that seems like it's good, UVA in Charlottesville. There's so many universities in Virginia that have very similar names, but the acronyms are different because there's a UV, there's a UVA, there's a VCU, there's another one too I just heard about and I can't even remember what it is. But anyway, lots of Virginian universities in different places with different histories, with different programs. But UVA is a teaching hospital in Charlottesville that seems to have a very strong transgender care program, and they offer all the things I'm interested in getting, which is brow reduction, rhinoplasty, and vocal cord surgery. And last month, July, was the very first month that transgender care was officially included in coverage by Medicaid in the state of Virginia. It was a new law. Before, it had been neither expressly included or expressly excluded. So it was kind of a gray area and you had to keep fighting for it. So I've finally been able to get referrals from my primary care provider to these doctors. I have an appointment with one of them, the plastic surgeon, the otolaryngologist, the ENT doctor who does the vocal cord surgery. They have a referral, but they have not pushed me along for the schedule to actually make an appointment. It's all very strange the way it is. You know, I feel like our healthcare system is broken on so many levels. From, you know, they call it insurance, but really it's not, you're not insured of anything. You're not insured of getting care. You're maybe going to go through a lot of extra paperwork to get the care. Maybe you will get the care paid for eventually, but you might not get it in a timely manner. And also just getting the medical records to all of these different doctors has been very difficult because we do not have a unified medical record system in this country. And so every time I have a new doctor, I have to go back to all of my old doctors and get all my records re-forwarded to the new doctor, which just seems like an incredible obstacle to good healthcare. But, you know, I'm a technician. I always want to solve problems. I don't want to play blame games. But it seems like politicians just want to play blame games and don't want to solve problems. That's my perspective from the outside, though. I'm sure they have their own thing they're going on with. So, I'm looking forward to my appointment coming up. It's also been difficult just with my psychiatrist too. Well, like most doctors I've had in Virginia are completely unfamiliar with how to care for transgender people, and that means I wind up having to teach them what that care looks like, and it's not a great place to be. But I guess I'm the trendsetter, and that's part of the reason why I'm doing this surgery too, is that so as I will be the guinea pig, as one of the first people to go through this process on Medicaid, you know, hopefully my abilities as a project manager is, you know, admittedly not great, but they're a lot better than a lot of other people's, will help pave the way for a younger generation who may not have all of the skills that I have, being a very old trans woman. I'm really hopeful that this all works out well, and that it will actually really improve my life going forward. I know it will, at least on a personal level. I mean, I'm doing it for myself ultimately. That's the only person I can be doing it for. I can only do it for myself. And you know, I also wonder, what would those earlier years of transition been like had I had the funds or the coverage to get FFS and VFS in a timely manner, like shortly after my transition. Because I'm 12 years into my full-time transition, but you know, I had basically transitioned among my friends 10 years before that, so I'm like 22 years into my transition, sort of. But the world changes slowly, I guess, and I'm, you know, I'm far from the first transgender person, but I'm also far from the last. And hopefully this experience will help the lives of somebody else be better too, and not just be a way to care for myself. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out. I have an appointment in 2 days with the surgeon, and following up with that, I will have to call the otolaryngologist again and see if I can do any prodding on that, because it seems like you just get forgotten unless you can strongly advocate for yourself in our healthcare system. For example, I have a care coordinator now as part of Medicaid, and after 6 care coordinators, when the last one was just so terrible that she actually referred me to a private organization that did care coordination. Instead of doing her job properly, I asked for somebody who actually knew about transgender healthcare, because no one else they'd assigned me did. They were all just completely clueless on it. I seem to like I maybe actually have somebody who's good now. I just had a talk with her, and I'm hoping that all works out. Fingers crossed. Anyway, I'll be posting more updates on my FFS drama, and hopefully I'll be talking to my psychiatrist in 2 days about getting the letters I need for this. You know, it kind of blows me away when a psychiatrist has never even heard of WPATH anymore, and I have to send them all the WPATH documents on how to properly care for transgender people. You know, previously in California, I had just lucked into having therapists, or actually in Hawaii too. I think she was a member of WPATH, Constance Britton Diamond, and then when I was in Santa Barbara, Geraldine Stanton, I believe she was definitely a member of WPATH. She wrote the letters for my bottom surgery, and that was a kind of long and involved process, and I was the first one she'd ever had to do it before too, because I was the first one who had managed to make it happen, either through personal funding or through insurance. In my case, I had private insurance, but it was far from inclusive on covering everything. There was still a lot of money I had to pay out of pocket. So I don't understand why people say you need to have skin in the game for healthcare when you have literally all of your skin in the game. They're not talking about skin, they're talking about paper. It's just so disturbing to me. Anyway, on that cheery note, look here for more videos in the future, and I'll post a link to my previous video on FFS. Thanks. May you be well. May you be blessed. May you be filled with an unconditional joy and unconditional love that you spread throughout the world. Be well. Aloha.